It's 10 o'clock, I'm Elaine Park. The Prime Minister is back in Downing Street tonight after being admitted to hospital with a heart problem. Mr Blair went to Hammersmith Hospital in West London for treatment for an irregular heartbeat. He's been ordered to rest for at least the next 24 hours, but hopes to be back at his desk full-time by Tuesday. Five's political editor Andy Bell is in Downing Street. Andy.
Well, Downing Street is saying that this morning at Chequers, the country residence of the Prime Minister, that Tony Blair felt under the weather. He decided to go to the local hospital, Stoke Mandeville. There, they advised him to go to Hammersmith Hospital in London, where he was treated for an irregular heartbeat, and the treatment given to him was something called a cardioversion, and that can either take the form of drugs being administered intravenously, or an electric shock being administered across the chest after a brief anaesthetic has been given to the patient. Now that appears to have done the trick. He was kept in Hammersmith Hospital for around 5 hours before doctors there felt confident enough to allow the Prime Minister to return here to number 10, where this evening we're told he's resting and feeling well.
And Andy, just how serious is this?
Well, I was speaking to a cardiologist today who said that it is possible that somebody could have an episode like this and it might never occur again. Now, the Prime Minister, the last time we saw him in public was at the European Union summit over the weekend. And certainly it's the case that the Prime Minister has obviously been under a lot of stress and strain in recent months. But again, the cardiologist I spoke to said that can be a contributory factor to this kind of heart episode. But in fact, something like a viral infection or an illness can also trigger it. And in fact, the cardiologist said that if he was treating somebody who had had an irregular heartbeat episode like this, he would not necessarily be saying, right, you've got to cut back on all your activities, you've got to cut right back on anything stressful. Rather, the cardiologist was saying, look, come and see me maybe once again, but if you haven't had any repetition of this, then carry on leading your normal life.
So what are Downing Street saying tonight?
Well, they're saying that Tony Blair is going to take 24 hours off tomorrow, although having said that, they've also said he's going to be having some meetings here in number 10. He will not now be giving the statement in the House of Commons on the European Union summit over the weekend. That will now be done by the Foreign Secretary, Jack Straw. And Downing Street is saying that the Prime Minister will be back working normally at his desk on Tuesday morning.
Andy, thanks. And the Tory leader, Ian Duncan Smith, has wished the Prime Minister a swift recovery and sent best wishes to him and his family at a difficult time. There'll be more news from us in 5 News at noon tomorrow, so enjoy the rest of the film. Good night.